Welcome everybody back to the channel. New comic book Wednesday. You guys see this haul? Massive haul. But before we get into it, I gotta tell you what's in the rest of this video. Of course, I'm outside of Casablanca Comics. They always got the hookups. In this video, we're doing our top 5 comic books as well as the new comic book day haul. You guys always know it. We're also doing in this video Image comic recommendations. If you guys are looking for other stuff besides Marvel and DC, definitely stay tuned for that. Image Comics like challenged me to recommend like a bunch of series, so that's what we did. We also have a little bit of a comic haul, just a little bit quick one from DSTLRY. You guys know DSTLRY always hooked me up, but I also bought some stuff from them recently. In this video, we also have a hunting video. Me and my wife, we went to Casablanca, sorry, not Casablanca, we went to Bullamoose because we're always looking for used media, so another video doing that. And then at the tail end of the video, we have 10 comments from March that you guys left on my videos. Questions, comments, and concerns, definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, so let's get into the comic book haul. It is new comic book day. You guys see the stack. We got a massive stack for the end of March, last new comic book day in March. But check this out, guys. I'll tell you why this is massive. Right up the top, you got 2 Absolute Universe titles and 2 Ultimate Universe titles coming out on the same day, dude. Massive stuff. But the pick of the week has got to go to Absolute Martian Manhunter. Dennis Camp writing this, Javier Rodriguez on the art. Really excited about this. Looking forward to that one. Should be pretty sick. We also have Absolute Wonder Woman. Great stuff. We have a guest artist on this, not Hayden Sherman, but still Kelly Thompson writing it. Really enjoy that. And then we have Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 15. Peter Parker back in the city after Kraven's last hunt. Excited to see how that goes. We have Ultimate Wolverine, issue number 3. Excellent stuff from Chris Condon. You're going to hear that name a lot in this video. Chris Condon and Capuccio, of course. So yeah, man. Just a massive week. I mean, on that alone, you got 2 Absolutes, 2 Ultimates, but then we also have some really great stuff from the indies. We got The Mummy from Skybound Image. This is part of the Universal Monsters. Excited about that. The other ones have been pretty good. We also have the Triple Threat, I'm calling it, dude. The Triple Threat. We've got We're Taking Everyone Down With Us, right? Excellent stuff. Matthew Rosenberg. We have You'll Do Bad Things, which is the Tyler Boss written series there. And then we have Far Down Below, written by Chris Condon. So dude, Mad Cave Studios. So dude, all of these 3, I mean, that's just an excellent week right there. That's the triple threat, we're calling it. Triple threat right there. We also have some excellent stuff from Patrick Horvath, the guy who did Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. Excellent stuff. Heard that's pretty good. Chris Condon, we got Green Arrow number 22. Loving this series, really good stuff there. Justice League Unlimited issue number 5. Excellent stuff, Dan Mora, Mark Waid, of course. We also have Into the Unbeing issue number 2 from Dark Horse Comics. Loving this one. This one has Hayden Sherman art, Zach Thompson writing it. You have The Seasons number 3, Rick Remender written series. Excited about this one, see how it goes. Issue number 2 was kind of interesting. I mean, it was way different than issue number 1. Introduction to the sisters, I'm interested to see where that goes. Exorcism at 1600 Penn, issue number 4. Loving the cover on this one. Probably cover of the week, maybe. Loving that from IDW. Hannah Rose May writing a good one there. Superman issue number 24. Loving this Superman series. I mean, this is just excellent stuff. We got Dan Mora on the art still. No, it looks like we got Barrows, but still, Barrows is really good. Good look for Superman. Wonder Woman issue number 19. You guys know how I feel about that series. I don't need to go over it anymore. Dust to Dust issue number 4. Excellent series there out of Image Comics. Tom King written Black Canary, Best of the Best. I've been loving this series. Haven't heard a lot of people talking about it, but it's another Tom King written little mini there that I've been enjoying. Or maybe it's a maxi, I guess. And then finally, last but not least, we got Batman Hush 2. Excited to see where this goes. Just to like, all right, is it worth coming back to Hush? You know what I'm saying? So we got the Hush 2. You know, make it worth it, all right? That's what I got for New Comic Book Day, March 26th. As always, let me know what you guys are getting in the comments. Stay tuned for the rest of the video and use the chapters down below to skip. Thank you guys for watching and read more comics. Top 5 comic books of the week. Top 5 comic books of the week. Thank you guys for joining me. It was a very special video. We got top 5 comic books of the week. Really enjoy doing these videos. Number 1 might surprise you, dude. So let's get into it. Starting off with number 5, of course. Where else do you start off with, dude? We're going with Batman and Robin, Year 1, issue number 6. Just an excellent series, man. So we got Mark Waid writing with Chris Samney on the art and Mateus Lopez, I believe, on the coloring. Yep. So this is just an excellent issue, man. So this is like week 3 of Bruce Wayne having adopted Dick Grayson they're still trying to work it out and, you know, try to figure out this relationship. So Dick Grayson gets kind of kidnapped and is on his own, and Batman's got to kind of save him. This happened in the issue previous. So Batman's over here, he's fighting like these giant mutated things, mutated beasts. He's trying to rescue Dick, but he kind of realizes, yo, Dick Grayson has got it, you know, he's like very much his own person. He can solve things himself. So Dick Grayson here has escaped. So Batman thought he needed like help escaping. Dick Grayson's got it. He escaped himself, and you know, made Batman proud there. You see that little smile. So I don't know, man, just very touching moments, because we get this sequence in the Batcave of them just kind of going back and forth. Batman saying, you're not like ready to do this thing with me, to help save Gotham. And Dick's like, yo, I am, man. I feel your like, I get what the goal is. Like, I do take it seriously. So they get this really nice moment in the Batcave, father and son moment. Down here, are you gonna teach me how to tightrope or not, man? So I don't know, dude. Very touching stuff. I think Chris Samney is killing it on the art, but then Mark Waid is really getting that you know, Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne dynamic, that early stuff that you don't really see a lot of, especially nowadays, right? So that's got to be my number 5. We're going with number 4 now. We're going to Power Fantasy number 7. Excellent issue to the series. After the last one, we get that huge revelation, but this one's taking it back, dude. This is the second Summer of Love, so kind of like a little look behind the scenes of what happened in this very important moment in this universe. So we get this creature here, super powerful being, has kind of like lured a bunch of people and started kind of a party in this city, right? So everybody's just chilling, having a good time, the second Summer of Love, but then it turns very evil when this person realizes, like, hey, this isn't how I want it to be. This is not perfect in the way that I want it. It's not even close. So she goes nuts. Pretty sure there's gonna be like a bunch of people dying, you know what I'm saying? So just another look back into this universe, very complex stuff. We're talking about decades and decades of like really complex relationships going on. So just getting a peek behind the scenes at that. The Power Fantasy number 7, Kieran Gillen is just killing it. Just such an intriguing series. And then Casper Wingard on the art. I mean, you guys were seeing it as I was flipping through. There's a really great sequence, like right here, like this 2-page spread. I was in awe, dude. I could not stop looking at this. So definitely recommend the Power Fantasy. Definitely check that out. Image Comics, just killing it. Number 3, we're going with Bug Wars. Speaking of Image Comics, so I'm a big fan of Bug Wars, dude. Jason Aaron and Mahmoud Asrar, Matthew Wilson as well, just killing it on the art team. So this is all about this little kid who gets shrunken down into his backyard, where there's like an entire universe, like an entire world going on of all these dust mites, right? So it's kind of like that idea, like, you know, you're walking in your backyard, but there's an entire world going on down there you don't even know about. So this kid gets trapped, he gets shrunken down, and there's like the beetle clans all over the yard, and then there's like the ant clans, right? So this really is like a Game of Thrones type of world. Like there's all this crazy lore, a lot of battles between them, and yeah, this kid's kind of just caught in the middle of it all, man. So you know, they're praising action figures that they find in the yard, like a little army man and stuff like that. So just a crazy fun world. I really just want more of it, you know what I'm saying? I just want more of this. Bug Wars issue number 2, a series that's off to a great start, just a ton of fun on concept alone, but then the art team's killing it. Jason Aaron writing it, just killing it. Number 2, we're going with the New Gods, dude. New Gods, number 4, excellent issue. I was saying it that like last issue wasn't my favorite in this series. This one is absolutely my favorite in the series. So we're getting this, there's like a battle going on New Genesis or whatever, right? So we get just like epic uses of power, like this giant like light like bow and arrow. She's just taking out like millions of enemies, right? Just epic stuff from Rom V. But then on Earth, we get Big Barda and Mr. Miracle are trying to save this kid. They're trying to save this kid back here because he's born and he's got like all these crazy powers. Something to do with like a prophecy, you know what I'm saying? So Mr. Miracle has got to save him from Orion. Orion has been sent to kill this kid. So Mr. Miracle was supposed to like help her and Big Barda, him and Big Barda are supposed to go and like save the kid, but it's not going so well. The New Guys number 4, just an excellent series, excellent artwork. I'm just loving it, man. So we got the big battle on New Genesis or whatever, giant spaceships, like giant light ray bow and arrows, like Just excellent stuff. And then back on Earth, you get the stuff with Big Barda versus Orion. Hopefully they get into it a little bit more next issue. But yeah, man, I'm just loving this New God series. First ever New God series, and I'm loving it. Last but not least, guys, before we end it off and get you out of here, we're giving #1 to Absolute Flash. That might be a hot take. I know a lot of people, this issue #1, they were saying they're not so hot on it compared to the other Absolute issues, issue #1s especially, but I think that this Flash is off to such an excellent start. Just what a great character, what great characterization from Jeff Lemire. Nick Robles on the art. I mean, that's like you guys saw this. This is crazy. This is insane looking, dude. So I'm loving it. I think what made this issue in particular hit harder for me was all the stuff with his, like he's a military kid, right? Like I was a military kid moving around. Never really have a sense of like, who are my best friends, you know what I mean? Because I'm moving every 2 years. But Wally West on the run, he accidentally got his powers by trying to, help Barry Allen, which is not the Flash in this universe. And he gets kind of caught in this experiment on this military base. And that's kind of like the origin of how he gets his powers. But there's all this like relationship with his dad, complex stuff there. It seems like this Wally West has lost his mom, so he's really sad about that as the only person that kind of understood him. So I don't know, man. This series is just, this first issue like hit really hard for me. Even though other people might not be as hot on it in terms of the Absolute universe, I think it's off to a great start. So that's what we got. The top 5. I'm missing one. Oh, right here. Top 5 comic books of the week. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it, and read more comics. Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. Very special video today, okay? Because Image Comics has given me a challenge, all right? So they commented on my TikTok page. They said, huge stack, would love to hear a review of one of your favorite Image books. I'll do you one better, Image, all right? We're going to talk about a whole bunch of Image comics. This is why you should read Image Comics, all right? If you're watching this video and you only read DC, you only read Marvel, you are missing out on an entire universes of comic books, of great comic books. So let's get into it, man. We split this up into a bunch of different categories, all right? So first up, the first thing I want to talk about is the Power Fantasy. This is my favorite Image Comics right now. It's so good. A lot of people are comparing it to like Watchmen, like a modern day Watchmen, only in that it's dealing with superpowered people and it's really complex, and there's a lot of like drama going on, right? So in this series, it's all about these super powerful people that have the power to destroy the world. And in the first issue, we literally like the guy, he destroys like the entire US government with like a thought, you know what I'm saying? So very powerful people, and they have to try really hard not to destroy the world, all right? And they've been trying for like decades at this point to not destroy the world, and so far it's going pretty well, but at any point that could fail. So Power Fantasy, this one in particular, we get like a look at the behind the scenes, like back in the day, that what they call the second summer of love, which is a really important moment in this universe. But yeah, man, I cannot say enough good things about the Power Fantasy. Casper Wingard on the art. I mean, this is just some of the most beautiful looking comic books right now on stands. But then just, I don't know, man, it's like the entire series is like boiling. It's like getting ready to boil, and once it starts boiling, man, I want to be there when it starts doing that. So Power Fantasy, definitely recommend it. My favorite Image comic right now. So next up, if you guys want like a bunch of stuff to read, all right, so that's what this next section is. We're going to talk about a bunch of the universes that are under Image Skybound, kind of throw them all together. Why not? I think they're, it's kind of confusing how they do things, but Image Comics, Skybound, they're kind of the same thing, whatever. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Energon universe, right? So I've got a lot of them here. So it started off with Void Rivals, right? So you have these two people that are stranded on this planet or on this moon or something like that. They're from like two alien races that like hate each other. They've hated each other for like the beginning of time, but they're stranded. They kind of work together to get off the planet. So that's kind of like how the first arc starts with Void Rivals. You get into it, there's like this conspiracy, but it really is just about these two individuals, a man and a female, from two alien races, and in that way, it's kind of like a love story. You know what I'm saying? They gotta become friendly and figure out their differences to survive that first initial arc. But yeah, kind of goes off the rails, gets a little crazy. Really cool stuff there. We also have Transformers. Now this is part of the same universe, right? This is called the Energon universe. They're all together. So we have Transformers. it's a new start for Transformers. So forget everything you know. This is a perfect jumping on point with Daniel Warren Johnson doing the art and the writing for the first couple arcs. And then if you guys want, you could start reading all of the G.I. Joe stuff. So the main G.I. Joe title, that's going on right now. But before that, there was a bunch of mini-series that kind of introduced the characters of the Energon universe. So we have the Scarlet mini-series written by Kelly Thompson. Really excellent stuff there. This might be my favorite mini-series from the Energon universe. We have Duke from Joshua Williamson and Tom Reilly. This is the same creative team as the main G.I. Joe title. We also have Destro, which is, Destro and Cobra Commander, 2 series that are focused on the villains of the Energon universe. So kind of getting a little bit behind the scenes on them. So yeah, man, the Energon universe is just excellent. Right now, if you wanted to, there's the G.I. Joe, the Transformers, and the Void Rivals series that you can start picking up. But if you wanted to go back, definitely check out some of the earlier G.I. Joe stuff as well. Because I'll be honest, dude, maybe it's a hot take. I think the Energon universe stuff, the G.I. Joe stuff, is probably my favorite out of the Energon universe. Next up, in terms of big, stuff you can get into, we've got the Ghost Machine stuff, man. So this is just Ghost Machine number 1. This kind of introduced the whole universe that they got. But we have Geiger, one of my favorite comic book characters of all time. We have the characters from Rook Exodus, which is like a sci-fi series off on a planet. No one can like escape the planet, but it's kind of turning into like a Borderlands sort of vibe, like a wasteland, a bunch of criminals running around and stuff like that. So that's what Rook Exodus is about. It's pretty sick. And then we have Redcoat, who's, it's like a Assassin's Creed, like alternate history sort of guy who, was back in the day, like in the revolutionary times, and he's hanging out with Albert Einstein, alternate history sort of thing. So if you're into that, definitely check out Ghost Machine. They're an imprint under Image Comics. They also have, besides like the unnamed universe, which is Geiger and Redcoat are part of that, a connected shared universe. They also have an imprint under it called Family Odysseys, which is more focused on like, friendly titles that everybody can read. So Rockefellers, a part of that, is really good. Peter J. Tomasi writing that. It's all under Ghost Machine, but definitely recommend the Rockefeller series. It's like Phil of the Future, you know what I'm saying? Like Fantastic Four, Phil of the Future type of vibes. So that's what we got there. We also have, from Skybound Image, we have the Universal Monsters series. So we got Creature from the Black Lagoon, we have Dracula, written by James Tynion IV, and we have Frankenstein, right? So if you guys are into the Universal Monsters, there's comics for them, man. Definitely recommend them. And then the new one coming out today at the time of recording is called The Mummy. I haven't read it yet, obviously. Have not picked up my new comic books yet, but looking forward to it, man. The Universal Monster stuff has been really solid. So that's like a bunch of Image recommendations, right? But I wanted to get into, there's a bunch of series that have just started. So another great, perfect jumping on points, right? So Bug Wars is only on issue number 2 right now. You can jump into Bug Wars. It's all about this kid named Slade who gets shrunken down into his backyard. And in the backyard is like this whole other universe of these like mites, the Ant Clan, the Beetle Clan. They're all going to war. It's crazy, dude. It's actually insane. So this is a really great series, and it's a perfect jumping on point, only on issue number 2. Couple other series that are only on issue number 2. We have The Seasons, Rick Remender written. So this is all about this family of girls whose, their parents are like famous detectives, but they've since gone missing. And there's like this creepy like clown carnival that comes into your town. And if they come into your town's messed up. Everybody's gonna like die pretty much. So this carnival is coming into their town. So I think the sisters are gonna have to like work together to figure out what's going on with that. It's another series that's only 2 issues in, so I don't know, too much about what's gonna happen later on, but it's a great jumping on point, and it's written by Rick Remender. So if you're trying to get into more Image comics, this is a great option for you. We also have The Lucky Devils, issue number 1 and 2. Another series is only on its 2nd issue so far. It's all about these 2 devils that, from hell. They come up to Earth, and they're trying to help these 2 people out. They're trying to help them for their own like nefarious purposes, but trying to improve the lives of these people so that way down in hell, it's better for these 2 devils, I guess. It's kind of it's pretty interesting in terms of the it's the same creative team as 8 Billion Genies, so it deals with that like right and wrong type of themes, right? So definitely recommend The Lucky Devils. Same creative team as 8 Billion Genies, which is another Image comic series that I recommend. Great stuff there. And then the last kind of category I've got, right, is this next wave of Image Comics that is, I'm just like super hyped for, right? Like it really does seem like Image Comics is in like a renaissance right now. So the first issue, or the first series I want to talk about, because this one's already come out, is Assorted Crisis Events. It's only on issue number 1, so we're very much looking forward to issue number 2. But it's like a Twilight Zone sort of thing, right? This is going to be an anthology series where every single issue is different, like its own unique story, and it's all about like Crisis on Infinite Earths as if it happened to everyday regular people. So you have this girl here, she's just trying to like live her life, but all these different like timelines and universes are like collapsing on each other, and you know, making her life really terrible. So that's what this first issue was about. Super interested to see kind of where this series goes. With Dennis Camp writing, he's doing the Ultimate series out of Marvel Comics, so it's been really excellent. So this is going to be really great. I know it for sure because issue number 1 was really great. But then there's 2 other series that are starting today at the time of recording that I'm really looking forward to, and they've got a lot of hype around them, so I'm pretty sure they're good. We'll have You'll Do Bad Things, which is a horror series written by Tyler Boss, and then we have We're Taking Everyone Down With Us, which is written by Matthew Rosenberg. So 2 creators that I really love. I just think this is like the next wave of Image Comics, like the really good stuff. So we got Assorted Crisis Events, You'll Do Bad Things, and then We're Taking Everyone Down With Us. Super excited for those, man. So, you know, that's just like a long list of Image Comics stuff that I think that everybody should be reading, honestly, man. A lot of great stuff in terms of the, you know, bunch of universes you can get into. If you're into like the one-off series, you can check out like the Power Fantasy, new stuff that's coming out, like Assorted Crisis Events, or You'll Do Bad Things, We're Taking Everyone Down With Us. I don't know, man. End of the day, man, I just gotta say, the Image Comics is putting out, I mean, just some of the best stuff, and you guys gotta be involved. You gotta check it out. Read more stuff besides Marvel and DC, okay, guys? I'm telling you, Image Comics is on fire. Definitely check out some more Image Comics. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Image comic is. Thank you guys for watching. I read more comics. Welcome back, everybody. Just doing a quick comic book haul, all right? So DSTLRY sent me some things, but I also bought some stuff from DSTLRY. They had a nice little sale on their online store. So some things they sent me first, right? For those that don't know, is DSTLRY Media. They've been putting out a lot of great comic books. So they sent me The Big Burn issue number 3. So now I can continue reading the Big Burn series. Pretty cool stuff there. We also have The Missionary. So this is Ryan Stegman's series, Jason Howard as well. So The Missionary, issue number 2. And then we also have, this is a correction. They previously sent me Life number 4, but I think I had a misprint, something with the pages, because it's like a flip book, right? So I think one of the pages was like upside down. So it was like really confusing to read. So shout out DSTLRY. We got The Missionary, Life, and The Big Burn. But I also wanted to show you guys the, they had a sale on their store. So I wanted to buy and, you know, support the company if I could. Oh, here we go. So one of the first DSTLRY series that they did, we've got Jocks Gone, the hardcover. So this is sick, dude. Like that yellow accent color on the spine there. I'm a big fan of these DSTLRY hardcovers, man. Huge fan of this. So this is Jocks series. He wrote and drew it. Oh, we also get a certificate of authenticity, brother. That's pretty sick. So for those that don't know, Gone is the story of this little girl who's kind of been, she like sneaks onto a spaceship essentially, and the spaceship just takes off. So she's like alone out in space, away from her family. So pretty awesome sci-fi stuff, man. So Gone by Jock, big fan of that. Such cool hardcovers, man. Because I have the, they had previously sent me the Time Waits, Spectrograph, and Somna. So now I have the Gone hardcover. And then we have one more. Okay, so Mirka and Dolfo had a DSTLRY series as well, all about like heaven and hell, kind of like the singer is kind of like in throes with the devil, right? So she's singing, but it's actually trying to get people into like this devil cult. So we have, oh, it's upside down. We have Blasphemous, dude. So Blasphemous from Mirka and Dolfo. Big fan of Mirka and Dolfo's work. I mean, she's got that like signature style, you know, most well known from Sweet Paprika, right? So let me show you guys a quick. I read I read Blasphemous like 1 and 2, and I really like the idea behind it. I like big heaven and hell kind of stories, right? So I felt like this was perfect for me. Show you guys a little bit of the art. Give you guys an idea there. So yeah, classic Murica and Dolfo, sort of all art style, and another certificate of authenticity. Pretty cool, man. So that's what we got. We got the DSTLRY hardcovers. These I purchased myself, man. You know, they give me a bunch of freebies. DSTLRY's always hooking your boy up, but I wanted to help support the company if I could. So we got Gone, Blasphemous, and then the two. Sorry, well, one of them's like a resend, but then they sent me the Missionary, Big Burn, and then we got the Gone hardcover, Blasphemous hardcover. Thank you guys for watching. Much appreciated. Definitely check out some DSTLRY stuff, man. Definitely won't be disappointed. A lot of top creators are putting out stuff with DSTLRY, right? So thank you guys for watching, and read more comics. My wife and I took another trip to Bullamoose. This is the one that's pretty close to our house. For those that weren't able to see my last video last month, my wife and I go to Bullamoose all the time. In this store, it's kind of like a used media store. So as you guys see here, just a ton of movies. On my left is a bunch of DVDs. On my right, you can see some Blu-rays. They split them up by genres as well. A lot of fun stuff on the end caps. They also have a bunch of CDs, a bunch of used CDs, and a bunch of used games as well. So you see my wife there looking at some stuff. A big thing they also have is graphic novels, both used stuff and if you find some new stuff, even if it's not pre-owned, you can find it for a good deal. So I found this November, volume number 1. I also found the other volumes that I was missing. Got some nice Matt Fraction, Elsa Charretier, two creators that I really enjoy. We also found this Noah Khan live from Fenway, so been enjoying Noah Khan lately. Wanted to pick up that record. We also picked up Mickey 7, another movie's coming out, Mickey 17. I'm reading it currently right now, and it's really good. About halfway done. Got the horror section, like a Stephen King specific novel section. Over here, just looking at some superhero Blu-rays and DVDs. But I found this action figure. Got a Jon Stewart for pretty cheap, and I don't have a Jon Stewart yet. Over here in the video game section, I'm always looking for cool PS2 games, PS3 games. I found Mortal vs. Kombat DC, but for 20 bucks, that's a little steep for me. They have a small, tiny VHS section at this location, this Bullamoose. I was able to find some Lord of the Rings. That's pretty cool. The next store is really neat. We got Main Vintage Thrift. In the front, this one just has a bunch of sellers, right? So you can come in and like rent like your own shelf or your own corner of the store. Found some Superman records, a little bit expensive for me. A lot of people are selling some figures. A lot of figures here. Some people selling cards as well. I see my wife down there looking. They also have some people selling Legos, so like older Lego sets. That was pretty cool. And then in the back room, I guess this guy rented the entire back out. He has a bunch of different nerdy stuff like video games, a bunch of action figures. There's some Legos in here as well. We got some Pokemon cards. So yeah, some really cool stuff in this back room.
First thing I got the Cranberries, best of 1992 to 2002. Love the Cranberries right now, really into that. Got that, little art, fruit, cute. Got 2 books. Oh my god.
That thing fell a little bit. That's all right.
I got that.
Yep.
Art shelf. Always wanted a heart shelf. Also, always wanted a little trinket shelf. Found this today. Unbelievable. Very happy. Yep. I got these cute little dishes. Yep. And some earrings. And a bunch of little cat toys. Some child. Little goose. Little pin. For a friend, I don't know who yet, but just cute. For work, daffodils.
Nice. I'll cut around this stuff falling. The movie coming out. Comic books. We got November volume 1, 3, and 4. Now I complete the set. I already had number 2. Action figure, we got Jon Stewart, Green Lantern. This is $6. Love it. 3 video games. We got Splinter Cell, Ratchet Deadlock, and GTA San Andreas. Movies, we got Two Towers and Fellowship of the Ring VHS. We also got this little cup, dude. Little space cup, you know. We also got so this is I guess it was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. This only comes with the minifigs, no like, you know, bricks or whatever. But the box is in pretty good condition. But I only got it for the minifigs. And then finally, last but not least, we got a record. We got Noah Khan live from Fenway, dude. Love it, man. Thanks for watching. Welcome back, everybody, to another special video. This is your comic comments for the month of March. 10 comments, questions, and concerns that you guys left on my videos throughout the month of March. I did this in February. You guys liked it quite a bit. I think I'm going to do it every single month. But I've got 10 new comic comments from you guys that we're going to get into. Hint, they're not all comic comments, all right? So if you guys have any comments, you know, questions, leave them down in the comments. They don't have to be about comics, all right? They can be about anything. But let's just get into it. Starting off with Rob of War 57. He says, you're one of my favorite newer channels. How'd you get your start on YouTube? So excellent question. I actually started on TikTok, the other platform there, making comic book content. I think it was 2022 or 2021. I really cannot remember. I think it's 2022. I started at the very beginning of the year, and then ever since then, man, doing new comic book day hauls and all that sort of thing, reviews, kind of sort of expanded. When TikTok was about to get banned and stuff like that, I was like, okay, maybe I should make the move over to YouTube. And also, YouTube has just been great because it allows me to yap for way longer, dude. You're not able to yap as much on TikTok. It's not very, you know, conducive platform for those that like to yap. So that's why we're over here on YouTube. But yeah, that's how I got my start on YouTube. It's just another excuse to yap about comics, and you guys seem to be enjoying it, man. So I really enjoy all the love and support you guys have been showing me. You know, I don't know, really cool stuff. Didn't think I'd be able to build a YouTube this fast, but having a lot of fun doing it. So next up, we've got Julian S2I. He says, thanks for sharing. Do you care about the first printing? Do you care about the printing first or not? So Julian was asking me in terms of collected edition comic books. I would say for the most part, I don't really care about first printing of like an Omni or whatever. It's more about just getting it in my collection if it's something that I really want, because I'm scared of it going out of print. So the first printing for collected editions, not so much worried about that. For singles, I mean, that's like a whole other conversation, right? But I would say for first printings on collected editions, trades, deluxe editions, that stuff doesn't really matter to me. It's more about just having it in the collection before it gets out of print. That's like my biggest anxiety of all time. Next up, we've got Alan P. Hole Souk 2094. He said, how do you get into my career? Any advice for someone to break into the field, like a quick roadmap maybe? So very quickly, guys, pay attention, all right? So last time I told you guys I was in the cybersecurity industry. That's how I afford all this stuff around me that you guys see. Very nice job. You know, tech job, definitely recommend it. But how I got into it, right? So I studied at university. I studied computer science. That whole thing was they're trying to get me to be a programmer. I wasn't bad at programming, but it didn't really it wasn't where I found joy in life, I guess, right? So I joined the cybersecurity team at my college, and then from there had a ton of fun. I mean, that was just life-changing stuff, man. So we would go around to all these different cybersecurity competitions, like blue team, red team, trying to defend, trying to attack. Learned a ton of stuff, and then from there I was able to get an internship where I did log analysis. So if you guys know a little bit about cybersecurity, it's kind of maybe like a little bit boring on the side of cybersecurity, but just looking through logs, seeing if anything sticks out and trying to report on it. And then after that, I got a job working for the Navy, actually doing cybersecurity for the Navy. I only stayed there for about a year and a couple months before I left to join the private industry, jumping back over. And that's where I'm at now. So doing cybersecurity, vulnerability management for a company. So that's kind of like the roadmap, I guess, is, you know, try to look for like a cybersecurity team. I think that looks really good on a resume, set you up for an internship. And then from there you can get a job or whatever. But other than that, I mean, you can get your cybersecurity, you can get your Security Plus certification from CompTIA or whatever. That'll set you up pretty well too for an entry-level cybersecurity job for the most part. Yeah, so that's kind of like a quick little rundown, little roadmap there. Any other questions? If I didn't get into it, leave them down in the comments if you have any further questions. Next up, we've got Seanster120. He says, I feel like we're in another comic book renaissance since last year. Seanster, man, I'm totally with you. I mean, listen, there's good comic books coming out all the time, but it is just it's like the craziest like onslaught, like week after week. It is so hard to cut down my pulls. You have great stuff coming out from the indies, like Image Comics is just killing it right now. You have up and coming publishers like Mad Cave Studios, they got a lot of good stuff. Oni Press is putting a lot of good stuff out with their EC Comics label and all that stuff. I mean, you have like back over Image, I mean, you got Ghost Machine, you got all sorts of different Energon universe. Plus you got all the Ultimate stuff, all the Absolute stuff from both Marvel and DC. It is just an insane time to be a comic book fan. So I definitely agree. I think we're in like a new comic book renaissance. Maybe like you can market like the start of the Ultimate universe. Ever since then, dude, it's just been the craziest week after week of comic books. It's really, really tough, you know, keeping that pull list under control. But yeah, man, Seanster, I agree. Comic book renaissance. We're here, guys. If you're looking to jump into comic books and get into the hobby, now's the perfect time, man. Vactorverse, friend of the channel, dude. I love Vactor. Make sure you guys show him some love. He says, impressive, most impressive. Need more Brian K. Vaughan. What is the percentage read versus unread? So for my entire collection, I would say the unread is probably 75%. That's like a rough estimate. Is that low or high? What do you guys think? When I first got into collected editions, I definitely overbought, you know what I'm saying? Like definitely buying more than I was reading. But the last like year and a half, I've been trying to put a concerted effort to less on the collected editions and more just trying to chip away and read at it. And I gotta say, man, once you like read like an Omni, 2 Omnis, 3 Omnis, like the collection is starting to get read more and more month to month, right? So plus, dude, anybody who says like, oh, that's stupid, you have all this stuff you haven't read, the whole point is I have the rest of my life to read this stuff, bro. You guys don't understand. I don't need to have read all this stuff, you know what I'm saying, to do what I do. I have the rest of my life to read this stuff, man. That's the best part about it. So yeah, 75% is what I would say is unread. Is that high? Is that low? Let me know in the comments. Shout out Vactor. We also got Cheesy Beans Only. He says, hey Cody, drink a lot of water to keep hydrated. So yeah, man, I'm the classic. I got like dry hands all the time. Need to drink water. It's really rough in the winter. This is just a great PSA, dude. Make sure you guys drink some water. Cheesy Beans Only. That's just a great tip, man. So yeah. Also, I like how he was the first comment on one of my videos. So yeah, shout out. Couple more here, guys. We've got Ant WQA. He says, really feel the friendly vibe from you and what you're doing. Keep on track. Big greetings from Ukraine. Shout out to everybody, all the Ukrainians right now. I really feel for you guys. Just insanity right now. The fact that you were stopping in and watching a YouTube video of mine, I mean, that just really means a lot to me. So shout out. Just insanity, what's going on. Really feel for you guys. Sending love and support. And you know, he says he feels the friendly vibe from me and he loves what I'm doing. I really appreciate it, man. I try to do the friendly vibe, like keep it positive. I try to make videos that I would want to watch, you know what I'm saying? That's like the first, before anything goes up on the channel, it's like, yo, would I want to watch this? So that's why we keep the positivity going. We do the recommendations, we do the just sharing the hobby, my love for comic books. Hopefully it gets other people into the hobby too. But yeah, Ant WQA, shout out, man. Hopefully everybody is safe, you and your family and friends. Yeah, really feel for what's going on, dude. Kim says, friend of the show, Kim says, wanted to ask how I record and edit all my videos. I don't have a camera, so would I have any tips? So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna take a picture. Maybe I can include it in the video. Boom. Okay, so I'll include this picture, right? But essentially, I have a Nikon camera that's going into an Elgato dongle that goes into my MacBook, and then I'm able to use my MacBook. I got OBS, right? I've got the mic hooked in into the MacBook as well. So the Nikon camera goes into the MacBook. If I need to, I have this my phone, right, for an overhead view. So usually you guys can kind of see it over here, but that's why I do the overhead view. That also connects to the MacBook. So then I can just use OBS to like switch through all the scenes and stuff like that. And then I have my iPad here for these comments and questions. So that's kind of how I do all the thing. It all kind of pipes into my MacBook, into OBS, and that's how I kind of manage everything. And then I edit my videos on my phone, actually. Don't recommend it. I edit on CapCut on my phone. It's just like the quickest way I know how to edit it. I wish I could move over to my computer, but because these videos need to go out like all the time, I haven't made the switch yet to editing on my computer. I'm still editing on my phone. That's how I know how to do everything. So that's what I do. Probably not the best idea. Clobbering Time, friend of the show, says, So random, but I always see you as the Jeff Lemire guy, which is why I gotta ask if Black Hammer is worth picking up. So, Clobbering Time, I really appreciate you calling me the Jeff Lemire guy. I'll take that title, but a couple things, man. It's a little bit of a blind spot in my reading journey. I haven't read some of Jeff Lemire's like biggest hit series, right? So like Black Hammer, I haven't read Royal City, and I haven't read Essex County. Those are the 3 kind of big Jeff Lemire stories that I haven't read yet. To me, it's kind of like Desert Island reading, right? Like, I know I'm probably gonna like it. It's like one of the most legendary stories of all time. I'm not in like a rush to read it, you know what I'm saying? I'll read it when I get to it. I'm not too worried about it. But now that you mention it, sometime soon I want to read Black Hammer, just like an alternate superhero universe from Jeff Lemire. I mean, that sounds pretty sick. So I got to get into some more Black Hammer soon. But yeah, man. So yeah, I'm not the most well-read Jeff Lemire guy, right? But I do appreciate you calling me the Jeff Lemire guy. KD Comics, friend of the show, a lot of friends of the show here. We got, he says, I got to catch up. I'm so far behind. So as a last comment, I just wanted to kind of share some tips. If you guys are falling behind on single issue comic books, the trick that I do, right, is, you know, a lot of people say like, hey, put what you're most anticipated to read on the bottom. That way it's kind of like, oh, it's like a little treat. You get to the end, you're really excited about it. Forget about all that, bro. Put what you're most anticipated reading on the very top, and then go down like that, because what you'll find is, you know, like the first 3 things, if you're anticipating reading them a lot, boom, 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 you've read 3 comics for the day, right? So you just got to get in like kind of the reading mindset, like read a little bit every day. I do a lot of my reading before work. You know, get on a walking pad and try to read like 3 issues, right? So you got to get in like the habit of reading. And then also I would just say, make the switch, dude. Read what you're most anticipated for every single week before you read anything else. Don't try to like force yourself to read what you're not anticipating as much. Makes it feel like homework, right? So I don't know, man. That's the tip I would share to you. That's kind of changed my whole reading journey, is just start with your most anticipated reading and then go from there. But yeah, man, shout out to KD. That is your comic comments for the month of March. Definitely let me know how you guys like this video, and leave some comments, questions, and concerns down in the comments. They don't have to be about comics, guys. It's called your comic comments, but they don't have to be, all right? So thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it, and read more comics.